Hello there, everybody, and today for Batman the Animated Series, I'm reviewing If You're So Smart, Why Aren't You Rich? So this is the first appearance of the Riddler in Batman the Animated Series, and it's written by David Wise, who also wrote a lot of episodes for Ninja Turtles, and it's directed by Eric Roski, who did a lot of Batman-related stuff. And this is actually a really good episode introduction to the Riddler. It reminded me a lot of all the endless Riddler missions in the Arkham games, where you have to solve various puzzles, have to solve various random riddles, and you gotta find some kind of strategy to take down Riddler. And that's what vibe I got from it. We also see Robin in this episode, so we get a bigger glimpse of the dynamic duo in this. But we basically even see Riddler's origin. He basically was working at some job, but he gets fired by his boss, who literally says the title of this episode, If You're So Smart, Why Aren't You Rich? But basically 2 years later, Edward is basically going to plot his revenge against his boss. And he basically finds a way to kidnap him after he gets into a meeting with Bruce and Lucius Fox. But while that's all going on, Batman tries to investigate what could be going on with Riddler, as the man does get captured. I forget how, but also we see Robin play like a Mario kind of game, like a maze, and we hear like some Mario sound effects, which I thought was cool. But that's probably the scene I remember the most in this episode, where Robin's just playing the game and Alfred's like, how could you play that? But once we do see the Riddler in full screen, he actually looks really good. For some reason, the new animated series design just is a huge downgrade. But in this, he actually really does look like a good modern Riddler. Like, I like the mask, the hat, the suit, the tie. It just fits Riddler perfectly, in my opinion. But basically, Riddler sends his goons to take out Batman and Robin during the fight, and they basically find a way to get away, and that's how they get the man. And basically, Batman and Robin find a way to get the Riddler by going to this gigantic maze that Riddler has built. It kind of reminds me of like all the racing missions in the Arkham Knight, where you had to drive the Batmobile and you had to go through various Riddler tunnels. Those missions were so frustrating. So I can imagine it's even more frustrating going through a maze. But Batman and Robin basically are forced to take their belts off, and they have to think with strategy and smarts to basically outwit his riddles. They basically have to go through various booby traps, of course. But the main thing that does happen is that they're getting chased by some gigantic mechanical hand, and like a statue that breathes fire. But of course, they only have barely a minute to save the man from capture. But Batman and Robin, of course, find like a door with a bunch of keys. They put in the wrong one at first, until Robin's able to figure out that the C key is the right key to open the door. But Batman decides to use a different strategy by going the wrong entrance to basically jump onto the hand, and basically have Robin jump on it, and the two basically cheat their way all the way to save the man's life. But Riddler, of course, is mad that they're basically finding a way to get there faster, and they're basically able to free the man from capture, but they still have to go through the tunnels of the maze. But they basically do escape, and Riddler, unfortunately, does get away. We do see him return, but for the first time we do see Riddler in this episode, it's definitely a great one for sure. And the man, he ends up having nightmares from Riddler. He's now afraid of his co-worker. The episode basically ends with Batman narrating what the man could be doing. But this episode was definitely really good. I definitely give it like an 8 out of 10. It's just sad that we never really get to see much of Riddler after this episode. Like, we do see him again, but I think he only made 3 appearances in this show. But even in the new Batman Adventures, like, he only made a few cameos, nothing else, just not really much, centered episode, but, for this first episode, it was definitely a good start, but, I was watching the Batman review for this episode, and apparently in the Batman animated book, the biography of the book, basically they thought the Riddler was too silly of a character. Honestly, it doesn't really make sense since they literally had Clock King, Condiment King in this show. But I don't see what's too silly about Riddler. This setup for this episode is definitely a good start for a Riddler-centered episode. I don't know if he did return in the comics. Probably did. You can comment it below for the Batman Adventures if you're fans of those comics. But this Riddler episode, solid. The next episode, I think, is a Catwoman episode. So, yeah, I'll definitely look forward to talking about that for sure. So, anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time.